Welcome to the Network and Cybersecurity lecture series. Myself, Darshan BD, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, SJB Institute of Technology, Bangalore. The Network and Cybersecurity subject code is 17EC 835. This subject is professional elective for 8th semester students. In this subject, we are going to study the network security concepts and also a cyber security concept. It consists of 5 modules. First 3 modules covers the network security concept and another 2 modules covers the cyber security concept.
IP security overview. In 1994, the Internet Architecture Board (IAB) issued a report titled "Security in the Internet Architecture." This comes under RFC 1636. The report identified the key areas for security mechanisms. Among these were need to secure the network infrastructure from unauthorized monitoring and control of network traffic, and they need to secure end user to end user traffic using authentication and encryption mechanism. To provide the security, the IAB Internet Architecture Board included the authentication and encryption as a necessary security features in the generation of Internet Protocol, so which has been issued as Internet Protocol version 6 and Internet Protocol version 4. So among these two, fortunately, so security capabilities were designed to be able to both with the IPv4 and the future IPv6 versions. Applications of Internet Protocol security. The Internet Protocol security provides capability to secure communications across a LAN, across the private and public WAN, and across the Internet. So consider some examples. First one is secure branch office connectivity over the Internet. Second one is secure remote access over the Internet. Next, establishing extranet and intranet connectivity with the partners. Fourth one is enhancing electronic commerce security. So considering the first one, secure branch office connectivity over the Internet, a company can build a secure private network over the Internet or over the public WAN. This enables a business to rely heavily on the Internet and reduce its need to private network. So saving the cost and saving the management overhead. So consider the second one, secure remote access over the Internet. In that, end user whose system is equipped with the IP security protocol can make a local call on the Internet service provider (ISP) and gain secure access to company network. This reduces the cost of toll charges for traveling employees and commuters. Considering the third point, establishing extranet and intranet connectivity with the partners. In that, IP security can be used to secure communication with other organizations, ensuring the authentication and confidentiality and providing the key exchange mechanism in this. Fourth one is enhancing the electronic commerce security. So in that, concerning the some web and electronic commerce applications, we have built-in security protocol, so to be used for enhancing the electronic commerce security. Next is IP security scenario. So in that, we can consider then the some parts in that. So public or private network, so that is connected to the end user via the network devices with the IP security and Ethernet switch. Some users or some devices are connecting through the IP security and also the normal securities. So consider this, the first example is, so in the IP security is going to provide the extra IP security header that we can observe, so that we can give that security to the networking device or directly to the user also. So here this is first case. So you are going to provide that the internet protocol security directly to the user. So user directly accessing the public or private network. So we can going to provide that IP security, user system with IP security. IP security consists of IP header part, IP security header part, and secure IP payload. Secure IP payload means that is your original information. Sometimes the IP security is applied on the networking devices. Networking devices you are going to consider. Then through the networking devices using the Ethernet switch, so you are going to come connected to user. Okay, so when you are going to consider that, so providing the IP security to the networking device, we are considering the IP header, IP security header, and security payload. Then again, so internet or Ethernet switch accessing the networking devices with IP security is using IP header and IP payload. So the one way is that directly providing the IP security to user, and then IP security with providing IP security to the networking devices, user system and networking devices. Then users accessing the internet through networking devices. So this is the way we are going to consider. So these the two are the same that. So the user can access the internet through Ethernet switch. So Ethernet switch to networking devices. So that networking device is connected to the public or private network. There we are going to use the IP security. Okay, so consider that an organization maintains LANs, local area networks, at dispersed locations. Non-secure IP traffic is conducted on each LAN, local area network. For traffic outside, through some sort of private or public wide area network, that is IP security protocols used. Consider the protocols operate in networking devices such as routers. We are going to consider the networking devices called as a router, the firewalls that conduct each LAN to the outside world. Next, consider the IP security networking device will typically encrypt and compress all traffic going into the WAN, means wide area network, and decrypt and decompress the traffic coming from the WAN. So whenever this coming from this WAN, we are going to consider, so we are going to decompress. These operations are transparent to the workstations and servers on the local area network. Secure transmission is also possible with individual users who's dialed into the wired area network. So consider this user workstation must implement the IP security protocols to provide the security. Benefits of IP security. Considering some benefits, first one is IP security is implemented in the firewall or router. It provides a strong security that can be applied to all traffic crossing the perimeter. Traffic within a company or a work group does not incur the overhead of security related processing. IP security in a firewall is resistant to bypass if all traffic from the outside must use IP security internet protocol, and the firewall is the only means of entrance from the internet into the organization. Only that the internet is that the door to the organization. Next is IP security below the transport layer. Considering the transport layers are the transmission control protocol and user datagram protocol. and so it's transparent to other applications also. In that, there is no need to change the software on a user or a server system when IP security is implemented in the firewall or router. IP security is implemented in end system. Upper layer software, including the applications, is not affected. Sixth point is IP security can be transparent to end users. So it will be transparent to end user, whichever the security we are going to provide, so that is transparent to the end users also. There is no need to train users on security mechanism, issues keying material on the per use basis, or revoke keying material when users have the organization. So the seventh point is IP security can provide security for individual users if needed. This is useful for off-site workers and for setting up a secure virtual subnetwork within an organization for sensitive application. So for the sensitive application, when you are going to provide the more security, so there they are going to provide, they are going to create the virtual subnetwork. So in that time, so we need to provide the secure communication for that particular subnetwork. IP security documents. IP security encompasses three functional areas considering the authentication, confidentiality, and the key management. So these are the three functional areas we are going to consider. Again, the documents can be categorized into the following groups. Consider that first one is the architecture group, second one is authentication header, next is encapsulating security payload, internet the key exchange, the graphic algorithms, and others. First, considering the architecture, it covers the general, the concept, security requirements, definitions, and the mechanisms defining the IP technology. So just gives the outlet, that is considered as architecture. The current the specification is at RFC 4301, security architecture for the internet protocol. Second one is authentication header. Here, authentication header is an extension header to provide the message authentication. The current specification is RFC 4302 IP authentication header. Because the message authentication is provided by encapsulating security payload ESP, the use of authentication header is deprecated. It is included in IP security version 3 for backward compatibility, but should not be used in new applications. Concerning the third one is encapsulating security payload. Saying that in ESP, encapsulating security payload consists of an encapsulating header and trailer used to provide encryption or combined encryption or authentication. The current specification is RFC 4303. IP encapsulating security payload is ESP. Fourth one is Internet Key Exchange. This is the collection of documents describing the key management scheme for use the IP security. The main specification is RFC 5996 Internet Key Exchange version 2 protocol, but there are number of related RFCs are there in them. Next is cryptographic algorithms. So in cryptographic algorithm, here encompasses a large set of documents that define and describe the cryptographic algorithms for encryption, message authentication, pseudo-random function, and cryptographic key exchange. Here you can observe the architecture, authentication header, encapsulating security payload, and internet key exchange. So architecture, it covers the general concept, security requirement, definition, and mechanisms defining the IP technology. Then authentication header, it's an extension header to provide the message authentication. Encapsulating security payload is consists of header and trailer part. Then Internet Key Exchange is the collection of documents describing by the key management scheme for use with the IP security. Cryptographic algorithms. The category encompasses the large set of documents that defining and describing the cryptographic algorithms for encryption, message authentication, pseudo-runner functions, and cryptographic key exchange. So consider the others. There are varieties of other IP security related RFCs, including those dealing with the security policy and managing or management information base MIB content. Thank you.